A lot of news just broke, so subscribe for all the latest. Now let's get into some wild rumors and stories. Kicking things off is Heroic and the massive signings of some Pious, who is expected to join the org, but somebody that was only rumored to join up until now is the signing to Nilo to round out the roster. A huge double signing with the Sango trio means Heroic now have not only one of the highest ceiling prospects, but a top 10 AWPer in his prime. So for the up 10th time, Heroic have decided to sell at their high and rebuild the roster with not just solid pieces, but a potential top 15 team already. Now, with that said, this team needs some time to grow, build up that chemistry as every team should do when rebuilding. But with Blast Bounty coming up, you better believe I'm hyped for this team making a few splashes early in the season. The only question is, where's Shush going now? He's really the odd man out here, and it is official that he is parting ways with Heroic, but it sounds like rumors are swirling that he's on the short list to be signed by Ninjas in Pajamas. Freaking ninjas! From playoffs in the major to the dumpster fire that is NIP, shush, sorry, but it looks like it's going to happen. Still, you are being coached by Exist, and you'll have a rumored roster of U-Jerks, Aerosdaws, and possibly Snappy. Mix that with Wrinkle, and individually, you have some talent with you. But man, going from Heroic to NIP has to sting. But we'll let time tell both on NIP and Heroic what happens coming into the start of their season coming in soon. But from signing to a roster to being benched, Nock has officially been benched by FNatic. Early on in his tenure, he looked like he was going to do well with the organization. But after his first event, it's been a mixture of meh and poor showings. So with these poor showings, FNatic has pulled the plug and will be looking for a new AWPer. But this is where everyone's asking, who in the world are you going for? Well, there's some word going around from the sale from Sinners. No team was named in the sale, but considering the timing on Nock taking to the bench, it's way more than coincidental. Oscar might be the piece fitting in. I personally think that this is the move FNatic are going with, as Oscar is a pretty darn good AWPer. In his roughly 2 years of service with Sinners, he had a 113 rating, an impact of a 114, and an ADR of a 76.1. Now I get it. He's 33 years old, and this might be his last chance to get to tier 1. But if you saw those numbers with anyone and didn't give him a chance, I'd be more than shocked. Heck, if you're a scout and you don't heavily consider him giving at least a chance to him, I'm gonna fire you. And even if you look into his land stats during his time with Sinners, it's still looking pretty good. A 1.09 rating, an impact of a 110, and rounding around a 72.5 ADR. However, there's another name involved, though it's a wild rumor. With Fear likely to join FNatic, why not get his teammate Jambo too? Now, if Passion UA do this, they would be losing out on their Valve ranking points, which would hurt big time. Not to mention, they have a full roster for the moment. Staying in the top 30 also gets you to events, so they need a very hefty payday if someone like this was going to be considered. Plus, the amount of potential behind this roster is quite good too. So likely between the two, I think Oscar is going to be picked up by FNatic, though again, this isn't official at the time of recording. But man, if that happens, I'd be rooting for FNatic to finally punch their ticket back to tier 1 with that roster. Hoping to see it, guys. And speaking of roster moves, GamerLegion is shaking up their roster as well. Picking up PR from Mouse NXT to replace Flamus, going to Virtus Pro. This is a move I quite like a lot. Like a lot. With Mouse NXT, he put up a whopping 110 impact and a 110 rating this year and surpassed an ADR of a 78. We're talking 17 years old putting up these numbers in place of Flamus. Now, I get it. For GamerLegion, I would rather have you kept Flamus and kept developing him. But when VP approach you with a sack of money asking, can we please trade our mystery bag of money for your superstar? It's kind of hard to say no to that. But PR definitely cushions the blow big time considering he's 3 years younger than Flamus. Again, 17 years young and doing this is actually crazy. So GamerLegion, that was a good move. But as if that's not enough, GamerLegion just decided to bench Volt as well. Now, Volt isn't a bad player. There's a reason he's been playing for GamerLegion since being acquired by Into the Breach in 2023. But in 2024, things were rough for him. Having 2 great events in the past 7 that GamerLegion attended, it's not a good sign. And it kind of doesn't help when your 2024 impact is a 0.86. So GamerLegion now have to look into acquiring another rifler. And apparently, they might be in the final stages of a deal with someone? So who could that be? Rez from Ninjas?
Holy shit.
This comes from Scenic left field, as the rifler has spent over 7 years with the organization and is now 26 years old. Yeah, that's 100% true. But something odd about him is the fact that he's actually been performing well this year. And I'm not talking CCTs or Tier 3 events. Look at him playing bigger events. ESL Pro League, he had a 1.07 rating with a 114 impact. Perfect World Shanghai RMRs, he turned in a 1.08 rating with a 1.05 impact. Blastfall Showdown, Eliza Masters, Thunderpick World Championships, all of them he played well at. So Rez being fit into this roster for Volt, I could see this paying off in a big way. I rather like this move, even if it means you pick up a 26-year-old veteran. So good on GamerLegion for making some waves in roster mania. But from a full roster to not having a roster at all, Koi has joined the infamous club as they now have posted a tribute video. Now, outright having their entire roster put up for transfer, it's even worse, as they have said on Twitter, "We hope that one day our paths will cross again." Quote, end quote. And in one more quote, and I quote, "Thanks for everything, Counter-Strike," end quote. Now, to me, that means a fond farewell, and though I'm hopeful Koi one day can reemerge back into CS2 with a new roster, I'm sad to say Koi won't be playing any more events. From being a part of the Stockholm Major as Movistar Riders to bouncing out 0-3 at the Copenhagen Major as Movistar Koi, I really had high hopes this team could stay in Tier 1. However, it just wasn't meant to be. Mopaz, Stododo, Sawzall, and David G, I hope I said all those names right, will now be looking for a new organization to continue playing with, should they want to. So, Koi, I thank you for being a part of CS and being immortalized in history with your awesome stickers. And I hope one day you can return to Counter-Strike and show the world that you can be that Tier 1 team that we all rooted for in the majors. But now, it's our final story, and it's Valve making Train immediately available to Blast Bounty Season 1. That's right, Train is immediately in the active map pool. Making a swift change and kicking Vertigo out of the active map pool, I'm still excited to see pros play it. The community, though, they still want updates to the map. And I think that's very fair. And personally, I would like to see some things polished up before the first Tier 1 tournament kicks off. But man, I'm excited to see what some of the pros are going to be thinking of this map, and I cannot wait for them to take it to Train for the first time in years. It should be fun to see what the pros cook up. But comment down below, is Train ready for the pro scene? Did Heroic make the right moves? And are GamerLegion picking up Rez? Is that a good move? Comment down below, and thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Have an epic day. I'm out. Peace. Nilu on Heroic. Man, that's gonna be fun.